welcome back to another episode of Mindset Talks Podcast, where we discuss your not so favorite topics every week. No, we
Yes, we
really don't.
do.
No, we
What do you
don't.
what? What do you
We have
mean?
some good topics that,
Oh,
people want to chat about.
well, okay, we do.
We've taken a little break from like the grieving and a little bit of death.
Did we? We did.
Yeah, we
We did.
did. We've been
Yeah,
talking about your birthday and your passport and stuff. So,
fun
you
times.
know, we've been speaking a little bit more about celebration of life, even though you didn't really do anything so exciting to celebrate your life. But,
Rub
you
it
know,
in. Mhm.
I was just recapping for those who may have missed it.
Appreciate you. That's just you can always count on Amanda. I'll just say that.
Mindful, very mindful when you don't even realize it, right?
Mm, always. And I'm just gonna say for the record here, like, you guys are gonna love this episode because me and Amanda were kind of going tit for tat before we actually like started recording, so it's a little feisty at the moment. So we'll we'll see how interesting this gets.
I have the most boring topic for us ever today. So
Yeah, tell me, because I have no idea what we're even
s-
talking about today.
spice it up, spice it up. All right. Well, I thought that I would kind of take a look at, you know, those monthly awareness topics. I always find those to be fun, and I personally find them to be interesting because I do feel like there are new bits of information that I learned that I never really knew or thought about. It just kind of opens my perspective a little bit.
All right.
So, something that we all relate to or can relate to so very well. It's applied in everyone's life at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and it's this month's topic being stress.
Oh, I'm like, oh, I don't know what you're getting at right now.
It's stress.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, who hasn't had a nice little bout of stress in their life?
Oh, girl, well, I surely have because I've been sprouting grays since I can remember.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Well, yeah, because I definitely remember you having, like, saying that you had gray hairs for I don't know how long at this point.
yeah, probably since high school, if I'm being honest. It's been a very long
Right,
time.
right. I, knock on wood, have not. Y- Actually, I'm lying. I had
Busy on one hair.
an eyelash.
Oh, even better. What the
I had
hell?
a gray eyelash.
That's different.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I thought there were a few times I thought I had gray hairs, but it was just the dog's hair in my hair. Because I have locks, so things kind of, it's like Velcro ish, like things can kind of just attach too well to my hair.
Yeah.
So I remember there were a few occasions where I'm like, oh shit, I got gray hair. And I look and I'm like, oh, it's just the dog's hair because the dog was that blonde color. So instantly in my hair, I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, a gray eyelash is the furthest I've come so far. And I'm
Oh,
appreciative of it.
you should be, 'cause I've had grays for quite some time now, and it just keeps on evolving to the point where even my hairstylist started calling them sparkles.
Oh, that's cute.
I
That's a
mean, it
nice way
was
to address
kind
it.
of like she's like, "Oh, you just have so many sparkles in your hair," and I'm like, "Sparkles?"
Aw,
And then I was like, "Oh, that's what
that's
she
a good
means."
hairdresser.
Well, and everybody tells me that it kind of like blends into my hair, which
It
yeah, it
does.
like kind of does, but at the same time, like, like gray hairs are kind of just like all wiry and they just like stick out and kind of like do whatever they want to do sometimes. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I'm a little notorious for like picking them and I
Like
just
you
don't
pluck your gray
trust
hairs
it.
out?
Yeah, I just kind of like sit there in the mirror
Yep.
and I just yank
Wow.
at them.
Oh my goodness. But don't they just come back?
I mean, of course they do
So what's the point of letting it go? It
because
makes
they're just
yourself
like
feel better?
all like everywhere. I don't know. I just don't like
Oh,
them. So I think
okay.
in my head I can get rid of them.
All right. Well, they say gray hairs mean wisdom, so just consider yourself full of knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge of stress.
Knowledge of stress. Yeah, so stressy. I was about to go down. I was about to go down.
I know
So,
that's why I had to ring you back in there.
thank you, girl. Thank you. See, y'all, this is a good friend. She did it in such a smooth way, such a soft fashion. I appreciate that because she knew where I was going and where I didn't need to be. Anywho,
Exactly. I know you didn't bring
so
up stress to talk about my gray hair, so go on.
hey, if it falls in a category, it falls in a category. But So, stress awareness has been a thing for the month of April since 1992, which is not very long when you think
No.
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a what, good 20, 30 years ago. Oh, my math was about to be really off
To say,
there.
"Girl, it's about
I'm
3
like,
years
what?
since
I'm
you were
like,
born."
I was about to bring up my fingers and I was like, wait, I was born this time, 92. Okay. So yeah, so a good 30-ish years. And it really I think it should have really been brought about a lot longer ago because I think about like our parents' generation
Mhm.
and how they handle stress versus how these younger generations handle stress, and they could have had some what do you call that? I can't even think of the word. Oh my gosh.
Some stress.
No, some what I can't believe I'm just at a loss for words right now. But it's like
Yeah.
some tips for stress, like stress relievers. There we go.
Yeah, but I
Something.
don't really think it's stuff it's kinda like mental health and, like, all this stuff, like, right? Like,
Right.
back then it wasn't really talked about, people just kinda dealt with it, and they didn't have methods or anything really, so
Right, right. Their life was so much more unhealthy at that time. And I'm not gonna act like it's super healthy now because the quality of food was probably better then than it is now, but the quality of mental health is better now than it was then. So it's things switch up.
right. It's
But
always yeah, it's always something.
I definitely think it would have been beneficial. But I'm also grateful to be in the age that we're at and,
Same.
having the resources that we have. So
Yeah,
we're only here to just keep teaching the next generation how to handle their stress better and, you know, or find a way to have less stress in our lives, right? Because you can manage your stress, but the best way to manage it is to really pinpoint where it's coming from and to eliminate it.
yeah, definitely.
Yep, 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 yep. So, there are ways that we should be addressing our stress levels to keep them down. One of my favorites, meditation. Girl, not even because of this topic, but just in general. Remember, I don't know if you remember before, like I had mentioned that about like a whole month before I delivered, I was like meditating every day. I was on
Oh,
it.
it's all the time, yeah.
Well, I'm getting back into it. I've been consistently meditating for, I want to say at least like a week straight now.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yes, I'm very proud of myself. It is an adjustment because of my
I'm
morning
sure.
routine,
Yeah,
being a parent and having to get the child ready. And, now she eats food. So I have to like feed her food and not just give her milk. So it's like extra work I have to do now in the mornings
yeah.
before starting work.
Mhm.
But the fact that I get my meditation in every morning, except today, it was in the afternoon, but still
Still
got it
got it,
done.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's the important part, if it means something to you and you're kind of being able to incorporate that in and it helps with your stress levels, that's important.
It is. And I'm one of those people that think, okay, I can get myself to meditate every day.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to figure out how to get exercise and working
Mm.
out into that.
Girl, ain't that the struggle.
Yes, it is. And it's like, I think it's because meditation I do for about 10 minutes,
Mhm.
just to get a little something in, which I'd love to meditate for longer, but a workout requires so much more of you than
Yeah,
meditation. So
right.
that's my struggle. And I really do not wake up early enough. I can, but
Yeah,
I don't to get that
right.
exercise piece in there. So I'm trying, but exercise is also another way to relieve our stress.
Definitely is though, because you always just feel different after, like, a nice workout, no matter how long it is or, certain things that you do and stuff, it just I don't know, it just always makes you feel better.
Yeah, you're just pumped up, ready to go. Like I usually try to like use those negative feelings while working out to be that motivation.
Yeah. Mhm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but the result is always the same afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes,
Even
yes.
once you start working out again and you just have those, like, horrible, like, aches and pains and you're like, "You know what? This sucks," but, like, it still feels good at the same time because like, you're
Oh
telling
my
yourself that,
gosh.
like, you actually did something and it feels good.
Girl, speaking of aches and pains, right? So
Uh-oh.
I am gonna just deter a wee bit. but we took my nephew to
Oh,
the trampoline
yeah.
park for his birthday.
Oh, I know you was feeling that.
Let me just say, one, so it was really interesting because my sister and I were like, let's switch a kid for a kid, right? So she watched mine while I took hers. Thought that was pretty cool. Random thing. But anyways, so I have not really done much
Yeah.
physical activity since giving birth.
Uh-oh.
Just some workouts here and there. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy.
Yeah, but no, I mean, going to, like, a jump park or whatever is
Girl,
yeah.
went on that trampoline, instantly busting out backflips. Like I
You
was just,
did?
what?
What is wrong with you?
What?
I can't.
You know me. You
Oh
know
god.
me.
I didn't know you did all of that. What the hell?
Oh yeah, like it was hilarious because my nephew and my boyfriend are cracking up at me because I'm like,
That
we gave him the option of what to do because it was like go-karting, trampoline park. Trampoline park had like a ninja course, which is like, like an obstacle course type of
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
There was axe throwing as well.
Ooh,
So he decided on the trampoline park, which low key I was like, yes.
of course.
But then a part of me was like, shit. Because I wasn't fully ready. Like I didn't do no stretching or like my muscles weren't
Yeah.
warmed up. I had a hoodie on, like I didn't have an undershirt ready to be like exposed to be
Gotcha.
jumped. Like I just wasn't fully ready for the trampoline park. I was kind of hoping we were going with the go-karting. My boyfriend
Yeah,
was
that's what
hoping the
I thought.
same.
Yeah.
Neither of us were ready. So um yeah, so we literally hit the trampoline and I'm just going and I go into a backflip, bust my ass, my socks went flying off of my feet somehow. Like
Oh,
they're cracking up.
that's you. Things always have a way of flying off your feet, don't they? Just saying.
Girl, like it was ridiculous, but it was so funny and such a good time.
Mm,
But when I tell you the next day, so I was mindful to stretch before I went to bed that night
okay,
because I
okay.
knew.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. My fucking arms, my butt, everything, everything hurting.
That's funny.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So
But it
that,
felt good though, right?
but it did.
See?
It did. Like I was hurting and I'm like, thank God I have a desk job because
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true too. Uh,
like I couldn't even hold the baby for long. Like I
uh,
literally had to like lay down and nurse the baby because I'm like, my arms are too tired and you're too heavy.
aw.
But
Uh,
that soreness had me like I felt juiced up. Like I was just like,
mhm.
yes, I want to get more working out in and nope, I haven't since. But I was hurting for 2 days after.
I bet. It really gets you, like, when you finally, like, get back into it after being, on a break for a while, it
hmm
definitely hits you.
Yeah, like ooh, child, it was great. And I just want to say that to sum it all up, by the time we were done there, I did land all my backflips and I did not lose any more of my socks. Thank you.
Well, that's good. That's important. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes, yes. But yeah, so and then that is helpful with observing your stress levels and managing them are, of course, talking to a doctor or like a therapist, just going into like the medical field of it and seeking
Mhm.
help that way. I know there's medication that can be used to help, manage stress aside from like therapeutic type of activities.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep, yep, yep. But
Alright.
there were a few things that I do want to share.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So stress isn't as bad as we all think it is.
No.
No,
Isn't there, like, good stress and bad stress?
exactly, exactly. So stress can be good when you're thinking about things to kind of it helps to motivate you. So it's just, it helps you to be prepared or to perform better.
Mhm.
So you have like when you take an exam, you're stressed out, but you might do better with your studying because of being so stressed out about how you're going to do in the exam.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I remember studying the night before for one of my exams in college. And like I was up all night, dehydrated myself because I drank so much fucking coffee
Mhm.
to stay up all night to study. Fucking did phenomenal on that test.
Well, that's good.
But I'm one of those who are guess I'm a procrastinator, and procrastinators are typically motivated
Same.
by stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Very
Mhm.
valid. And,
Yeah.
like, I could know, like, for my taxes, for instance, I
Mm.
know that I have all this time to do them, and I haven't yet, but time is ticking.
Yeah, you better get to it, homegirl, cause
Yeah, I know.
you got less than a month left.
Mm, sure do.
But you'll do it, cause that's a procrastinator in you, and you'll be super motivated.
Exactly. I'll get it done, don't worry. Just not
Yes.
yet.
Another fact is stress can actually make you sick, like
Mhm.
legitimately sick.
Yeah,
Not just mentally. Well, technically it mentally makes you sick where you actually think you're like your body actually thinks you're sick and you
gotcha.
become like ill. Um People manage your stress before it reaches that point, honestly. That is extreme.
Mhm.
And I feel like there's plenty of interventions that can be addressed prior to reaching that point.
Interventions by people around you? How are they supposed to know?
Well, interventions as in like there are different ways to address your stress
Gotcha.
before reaching that point.
Mhm.
There are there's different things you can do to relieve stress is what I mean.
Okay.
But
You have me thinking of, like,
sometimes
a real intervention.
no, but then I mean also too there's sometimes like it doesn't have to be to that extreme, but like you can be, stressed out before performing or like giving a presentation. Some people get
Oh, that is girl, we talked about that not that long ago. That is
I
me to a
know.
T.
So it's like, like some people are just instantly are just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sick." Can't do it.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I almost fainted once for a presentation, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh god.
Stress. Stress.
Yeah.
Um, so there are a top 5 factors that are most often contributed to stress.
Mhm.
This was a survey that was done by the American Psychology Association. What do you think those top 5 are?
Um, kids?
Family, yeah, that works. What else?
Work?
Definitely.
Um, well, they said family, so that kind of takes care of all of that.
You have to list individual relatives.
Family, work.
Oh,
Um,
come on.
I don't know, girl. You
One of these are
know the
easy.
tea. That would have to do with family and work. What else is there?
Money.
Oh, I guess.
That's a given. Money is always a stressor for people.
Yeah, that's true.
People rob and steal money.
Mhm.
Economic outlook. I feel like economic outlook has been a big thing, especially since COVID.
Yeah,
It's always been a thing, but I feel like COVID has definitely highlighted that to be a stressor lately, without a doubt.
yeah, that's true.
And then the most fun one, relationships,
Oh, I guess, yeah, that doesn't really fall under.
family, because there's all different kinds of relationships.
That's
And then
true.
especially too nowadays, just even like platonic, relationships, friendships, aside from romantic relationships, you look at social media and people compare a lot,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
a lot. So
Mhm.
that's a thing. What were you about to say? Look like you were going to say something.
I was just gonna say, relationships, like, cause bitch, you stress me out all the time.
Tell the people how you really feel about me.
I'm just playing. You don't really stress me out.
I know I don't.
I'm sure
Hmm.
there were times that you did. Sometimes you
Oh,
do. Actually, yeah, there's a
so the
time.
next one is there's I don't know how
Movie.
accurate this is, but I do find it interesting.
Mm.
There are the highest and lowest stress states in America.
Oh. Mm. Okay.
So the 3 highest stressed out
New
states
York.
is not
Oh. Okay.
no. Hell no. New York got all the food and like activities. Motherfuckers ain't stressed out over there. The
Eh.
driving is its own little category,
Well,
but that's not enough. I mean, and that's only the city. You still got to think about northern New York, upstate.
I guess that's true. But when you say New York, who really thinks about the non-city part?
Nobody. I'll take that back. Probably not enough people. I'm sorry for you upstaters if y'all are tuning in. Nothing against y'all. It's just New York's highlighted for the city. So anywho, the most stressed out states in America are Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Louisiana, I'm actually like I don't know much about Louisiana. I know there's a lot of country in Louisiana, like there's still a lot of country folk, but I don't know enough about Louisiana as to why it would be a very stressed out state.
Me neither.
Mm.
Ain't they
New
just chill down
Mexico,
there? New Mexico.
New Mexico. I don't even know New Mexico. I don't even know enough about New Mexico. I really don't. I just thought it'd be warm and it's like Arizona and people just go riding on ATVs and having a good time.
Yeah, I don't know. This list is kind of weird. What's the other one?
Ooh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding any of these because these are all states. My bad. These are all states where like they're not the most populous. So
That's probably why they stressed out.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it, but okay.
Yep. I don't live there, so I can't really speak to it. If
Mhm.
any of y'all are in those states and you're tuning in, definitely shoot us a message as to if you know why
Yeah.
your state is so stressed out.
Yeah. Are you stressed out? Let us help you with that because
Right. We got a
I don't get it.
couple of remedies. But the least stressed out, which I find interesting, so least stressed out states are probably the states to go and visit and the people are probably cool there because it's a least stressed out state.
Hmm.
We have Minnesota.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where do you find these things?
They probably got nothing there, so that's why they like, "What's in Minnesota?" I don't know anything that's in Minnesota.
I don't
Exactly. North Dakota
know. Okay.
and Utah. Utah, the only thing I know is that they have some good, slopes out there to go skiing and snowboarding, so that might be why they're not so stressed out.
Girl,
They're out
it
there
beats
having a
me.
good old time.
I can't understand why any of them are the least stressful or the most stressful. It's beyond me.
I could understand those states. So I could understand the least stressful states better than the highest stressful states. The least because you don't really hear much about them. They're like low on the radar, so they're probably just out there chilling. Like
Yeah.
they got nothing going on. They just chilling, chilling. So they ain't got no reason to be stressed out. The highest stressed out states, I still don't know.
I don't know. I'd be curious to know and not to really go there, and I
Hmm.
probably shouldn't go there.
Oh gosh,
I'm just wondering if those are red states or blue states.
that's a good question. No, that's very true. That's a very good question. We'll have to follow up on that in one of our posts after this episode drops.
Yeah, because I just
Mhm.
I don't get it.
In case you're curious. But yeah, so stress awareness is important. It does affect our lives in
Definitely.
many different ways, just other than, being sick and tense, it really can affect like your blood pressure, your heart. It digs a little deeper than just the surface, it can lead to unhealthy habits of a lot of crying and drinking and things that we really don't need to engage in so much.
Hmm.
Which crying is healthy, but when it's excessive, it's not as healthy anymore. So,
Yeah.
but it's just important to just be mindful of these things and you know, a bit random again, but I noticed that people in society are not as friendly initially as I feel like they used to be. And I know people were more stressed out, of course, from COVID, but just be mindful that you don't know what the next person is going through. And what you say or do can just be that next notch of stress. And, you know, not saying it could push someone over the edge, but just be mindful of how we talk to each other because it can help make a difference in someone else's stress levels and including your own because you could say something to them, they could say something back, and now both y'all stress levels are up and no one needs that. So,
Yeah.
a little stress awareness, keep it in mind, keep yourself healthy. We want you here. Your family and your friends want you here.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And I mean, I guess for me, one of my little bits of advice, which I always try to tell myself whenever I'm feeling stressed out, is that like you're not always going to be in a constant state of stress. And so if you kind of like try to remain mindful of that and just know that like, if it's like quick passing, like in, I don't know, like 30 minutes or tomorrow or whatever, like you're not going
Mhm.
to still have those kinds of feelings. So
Mhm.
don't really get stressed out about something in the present moment if like it's really not like something to really be, like, worried about, because a lot of
Mhm.
times we do stress ourselves out over, like, things that, like not that they don't matter, because clearly they do if you're feeling a way about it, but, like,
Mhm.
that aren't really that, um, worthy of that kind of stress, and you just
You
kinda
talking to
have to
me?
remember, "No, I'm not talking to
Oh,
you."
I was just checking.
"Oh, why?" "Hmm,
'Cause
maybe it's in."
my little baby slumber party, that's why I was just making sure you weren't
"Oh,
talking to me.
no, 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 no. I
Okay,
didn't have
continue,
you in
sorry.
mind, but, maybe I should have."
I felt like that was directed to the no, I'm playing.
No, but I'm just kind of thinking just, like, I don't know, whenever I get in, like, those weird, like, modes of, like, stress and stuff, I'm like, "You know what? Just relax because it's not you're not gonna feel like this forever. It's not
It's
gonna be like that.
temporary.
So, like, why am I really, like, putting all of this on my body if I don't really
Mhm.
need to?" You know?
Right. More self-love, that's right.
Exactly. So, just always I
Nice.
use that as, like, a calming method. Doesn't always work, but, sometimes it does.
Okay. Well, I'm sure someone can utilize that, and it's a good reminder. Temporary,
Yeah,
not much is permanent.
exactly.
Yes. Well, my little gem dropping friend, you got anything else here for our peeps in this episode?
No, I don't, I don't think so, not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your little gem dropping and having a little fun with me on today's episode with these
Always.
stress facts. We do look forward to catching up with y'all on the next episode.
We do. We'll talk to you guys later.